Stay ready.
Do you know why motherfuckers can't stay ready?
Why's that?
Because it requires constant work. They'd rather not be ready, whenever it's time to do the work, work twice as hard to get ready. See, if you already stayed ready, yeah, it takes work, constant work, but you already good.
Wouldn't have to get ready. They wouldn't have to do it. Okay. All right. I think we might be Gucci. We'll see how the people see it in a second. Let me do a pop-out chat. I'm gonna bring that over here. Put that right there. Only person I need to see. Oh, it looks like my screen is frozen. Let me just refresh it.
Maybe lag behind you.
Well, it does that sometimes. It's a weird thing. It does. Okay. Oh, damn it. Kill the pop-out chat. Hold on 1 second, peeps. Folks, we coming. Running, coming at you. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with something. I wonder, can you split this screen into 3? That'd be dope.
Where you can sit and pop out chat live.
Yeah, I got it set up now. I got that over there. I got this over here. Okay. All right. Let me see. What up? What up? What up, peoples? How y'all doing? We're seeing they're starting to show up in droves. I might need to refresh this. Oh, nah, I'll leave that alone. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Let me make sure everything's copacetic. How's it sound on y'all's end, people out there in the world? Let us know that before we go further in case we need to adjust anything. Because if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong when I'm streaming. I can tell you that right now. I've fucked up some streams, boy, let me tell you. All right, let's see. What up, everybody? East Coast Reviewer, how you doing? Thank you for the chair compliment. What's going on? Chris Bowman, Martin Bula, Cameron, Shakir, Alden, Yo. They say we sound good, Joel. Good to go. So yes, people, today I got my homie Joel with me on the live stream. We try to get the homie on more live streams. I'm going to try to live stream more myself because I've been off of it, but I'm back on it. It's 2020. We're coming at y'all straight, coming for your neck, and we out here. Let's see this. Everything's going good. Matthew Benton, Roy French. What up, everybody? South Africa in the house. What up, Artion? How you folks doing? All we're here to do, people, is chit chat with y'all, discuss some things, talk about some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And just kick it with the people one time. Now, if you people are not familiar with my homie here, which you have to be living under a fucking rock, my homie Joel, aka MrJustRight1. If you don't know about him, check him out. The man's created some great things. He has a YouTube channel, MrJustRight1. Go give him a shoot.
Something in the YouTube world.
A little something.
Not my, YouTube is clearly the established veterans playground. You know what I mean? There's the key dominant figures there that have that on lock. I have a small presence there. I'm grateful and thankful for that. We talked about this the other day, though. You know what I mean? Like my where I shine's creative aspect on designing. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. You know, so.
But yes,
people out there in chat must be familiar with me, so they took the profile of his mod.
Nice.
Head.
It's a great RDA. It's a great RDA. And I just posted a link to Joel's channel. If any of y'all haven't subscribed, get your asses over there. Oh, Matthew said he just got done burning some of that good. I hear you, man. I gotta re-up. We got another Joel in the chat. Joel Rodriguez. What up, Joel Rodriguez? How you doing?
I probably look like a Rodriguez.
He says Joel's coming in soft, but it might be his end. Let me check him out.
No. Here, how about that? My game better now?
Give it a little taparoonie. This thing working? Testing.
He said, crank it up. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, let us know how my man sounds before we continue. I know I can hear him, but I know it's different on the internet and shit.
Anybody? Everybody?
You know what? Let me do something. I'm gonna try something real quick. devices, audio. Let me see.
Very quiet, he says. Very quiet.
And
Just a bit still low.
it's probably got something to do with some
How about
shit
now?
on my
Do I
end.
sound quiet now? Still low. Gotta be on the other end because my shit should be good.
Oh no, I'm not. Oh no. Cancel. I'm not trying to do that. Oh wait, share computer sound. Hold on 1 second. As you guys know, I'm far from a professional when it comes to all this kind of chicanery. Let me see if there's anything I can do in my settings real quick. I want people to be able to hear my boy loud and clear. All right, speakers. All right. Mike Vape says, make sure you selected the correct mic, Joel. But I can hear him. I just got to figure out how to get him in here. Settings. I tell you what. Add source.
When you do that, you're gonna have to mute that other source.
Yeah, no, I'm just checking. Huh. There ain't no telling. Wonder if I need to put headphones on. I doubt that would help the situation. This is some shit we just tried. We hopped on Skype. Like, fuck it. See what's going on out here in these streets. Add audio. Find more sources. Oh, no. But
Mike Vapes in the chat?
Yeah, we got Mike Vapes in the house. What up, Mike? Shout out to the homie Mike. No, it won't let me do any of that. Well, hell, we might just have to see what happens here. It'll be all right. Y'all can't hear him though, right? That's the important part. Y'all can't hear him. Yeah, my shit's like that. And let me refresh Joel. Yeah, XSplit can be a bitch sometimes. There we go. So how's everybody doing out there, man? Y'all doing all right? Audio aside, we'll get that figured out. Y'all doing all right?
I'm golden.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Headphones make you look more professional. Sir, I am far from a professional. I am far from it. But you know what? Let's see if that'll work. Hold on 1 second.
While we're waiting for him to come back, he's got custom doors back. Just.
Oh, shit, what's that? Hold on 1 second. Come here, you son of a... Oh, shit, that's not a hole. That's a screw. All right. There you go, you son of a bitch. Okay, Joel, can you hear me? Oh, shit, now I can't hear you. This wasn't the way. Let me see. Yeah, that's not the move. Hello. That sounds nice. Okay. Now, I know what's going on, Joel. I know what's going on. The audio that they can hear, I think, is just coming from the speakers.
So if you select your audio input, would it not let you select Skype as an audio input?
Nah, I can't add that source for some reason. It let me add the video of you, but I figured that would input the sound as well. But I don't be knowing what's going on around this motherfucker.
Well, if you do that, would it not let you select default? Because if it's default through Skype, it will be default through your computer, which would be the default audio that everybody hears. They'll hear your audio through your microphone and my audio through mine.
That's the way it should be. Joel. Damn it. That's how it should be. I tell you what if we do system sound Ooh, should I go with that? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Try it.
Should I give it a
Fuck,
shot?
we ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what's it gonna do at this point? Okay.
That's what we're here to do. We're here to figure this out. So the next guy don't have to go through this.
Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, I didn't tell y'all to sell drugs. Hove did that. So hopefully, y'all won't have to go through that. All right, I just did a system sound thing to put the audio in.
Yeah?
And I want to see what people think now. What up, Cloud Chaser? Chasing Flavor, Black Country Vapor. Very specific name. Shout out from the UK. Oh, Black Country. Okay, I get it. Oh, no.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Anybody hear us now? Frozen.
I'm not frozen anymore. Everybody, yeah, no, we're clear now. Everybody's good. I'm watching it on live, everything. Nobody's frozen anymore.
Oh, y'all good now, they say.
Now we got to see the audio. That's the only thing.
Clear audio now. You're clear now. Dope.
I knew there was just a little something I had to do in this motherfucker. I knew something was going on. I just had to tweak a little bit of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Now we're Gucci. All right, cool. Now I know what to do next time. So we're good. But yes, people, thank you for joining us today on this live stream. We're sitting here kicking back, relaxing. Let me refresh this shit real quick. As you know, I'm never prepared, but I'm always here. All right? That's one thing they can't say about me. I'm always motherfucking here. There we go. All right. Now we're cooking. All right, folks. So, yeah, I was thinking about, before we did all this, I was like, me and Joel linked up the other day. It was like, maybe we should get some subjects and some stuff to talk about. But like he said, we're at our best when we're just freestyling, off the dome, chit-chatting about shit in your home, all that good stuff. And you know what I want to start out with, Joel?
What's that, my friend?
Well, since we're on this is a vaping channel after all, regardless of what I've tried to do, it is a vaping channel. I want some of your input on the new FDA rulings that were sent in. This whole no more pre-filled pods, so forth and so on. I want to get your honest opinion on that whole situation. I made a little video talking about it, but I'd like you to share your opinion with the folks on what's going on.
I'll touch on a couple things, man. First and foremost, clear disclaimer. These are strictly my opinions. Can't hold me to the fire for that. There is people that are far more educated and far more understanding of all the FDA rules and regulations that go on.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we got your Matt Culleys out there, your Phil Basardos. I mean, those are just to name a few. United Vapor Alliance, those guys are staying on top of it as well. Be sure to do your part with CASA, SAFADA, all the above. Make sure you subscribe to all those. Get the information from them firsthand. We can just interpret our understanding of it and our beliefs on the matter.
That's it.
The tobacco 21 deal, I have no problem with people being 21 years of age because to buy tobacco, to make decisions like that. I wish it would be 21 and up for everything, whether it be voting, buying a handgun, serving in the military, being a police officer, whatever it may be. And that's strictly because of the generation that's grew up after us and the generations after them as well. They're not the same 19, 18-year-olds that we were.
At all.
I mean, think about it. They were eating Tide Pods, guys. I never sat down and just had like a big-ass scoop of laundry detergent and said, hey, let's sprinkle this on my Frosted Flakes real quick. See how it works. No, this wasn't how we were brought up. As far as the no pre-filled pods and so forth, when I started vaping, those weren't around. The super high nicotine levels in salt nic, those weren't around whenever I started vaping. So for somebody to say they can't quit without that,
oh, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit. I mean, there has to be a little bit of conscious effort yourself to say, hey, I want to live a healthier lifestyle. I want to choose a healthier way of living. And to put somebody to say, well, I got to have the 50 milligram salt nicks to help people convert, advise them, educate them a little bit more to where they want to make that conscious decision to step down to where they're at. You know, I still rock 12 milligrams sometimes, especially with mouth and lung setups. I don't do any salt nicks at all anymore. If it's a salt nic product, I'm putting high nicotine, free base in it, and go from that point.
Right.
The no pre-filled deal, they're just doing that to curb the youth thing, but that's not
going to do shit.
The source of the problem. You know, that there's a deeper problem that lies at root there. I don't believe that millions of people should be punished for the actions of others. That's like me going to fuck off and do bad and you being punished for it.
Right. They blame their fucking parents. And that's one of the things I brought up in my video. the kids, you tell them not to do some shit, they're going to want to do it that much more, and they're going to find a way. You want to know something interesting? I saw a picture from a school bust of the year, first and second semester. They had a fucking table, a folding table laid out with all the vapes that these kids got confiscated at school. I saw maybe 2 to 3 pods. The rest of everything on that table, big boy shit. All big boy shit. And I was just like, man, that's like, we knew getting rid of pods and shit is not gonna stop the kids regardless. But if nothing else, that shows you they're vaping it any way they can get it. It ain't just the jewels and the pods and shit. The kids are doing whatever the fuck they want to do, and they're gonna do it. And it's on the parents to tell them, hey, chill the fuck out, discipline them, do whatever. But if they ain't doing that, man, kids gonna do what the fuck they want. You can't stop that shit by fucking banning pre-filled pods. That ain't gonna do shit.
And there needs to be a thing that, you know, all the things that always ring heavy with me: accountability, responsibility, dependability, credibility, integrity. Most of the things that end in E, I'm very hold really, really high in my personal values and what I look for in people. That needs to happen again in this country. I've said it many times over. You got all these living room moms that can't tell you what their kids are looking at on their iPad. They can't tell you what they got in their backpack. They can't even tell you their fucking homeroom teacher's name.
Yep.
But they can tell you what purse one of the Kardashians was carrying, the price of that purse, when it went for sale, where it sold out at, you know, how many variations of that purse are available. And same with the dads. You got dads out there that ain't doing their part with their children either, ain't showing them how to get out there and, you know, earn an honest day's living. But they can damn sure tell you how many pages they've been through on Pornhub.
What the football team is doing this weekend and shit. Yeah, no, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. It's bullshit. I just read a comment real quick. Colt's mom says, oh, what up, Zobby? Shout out to my homie Zobby. I see you. Primal. Got all my Twitch streaming homies in here. What up, homies? We out here. Colt's mom says, I stopped vaping, went back to cigarettes, and started vaping again because of pods and salt. That's good. That's good. Some people, it takes, that's what it takes. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm still, like, I hate that they're doing any kind of enforcing at all, but I always try to look at the glass half full, and looking at it, if they're getting rid of pre-filled pods, I was against them anyway. Anything that runs out that quick, that small of liquid, that you got to pay that much for, every pod video that's pre-filled, you'll hear me saying, this shit should have been refillable, yada, 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 so forth and so on. So I'm not really upset about pods, pre-filled pods being the first one knocked out of the market, but if you get lax about shit like that, next thing you know, oh, I'm okay with them taking away dual 18650 miles. I'm okay with them taking away this, and that. It's just you give them motherfuckers an inch, they'll take a mile every time.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because there's a bunch of people that have that same mentality of, hey, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. But you also have to understand, too, that we are in a full-blown war, and the cost of war is casualties.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to lose some things along the way. If you step with the mindset into war that you're not going to lose anything at all, you've already lost.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you do suffer your first loss, it's catastrophic to you. You don't know how to rebound and how to react to that loss.
Right. Another part of it, too, I fucking compared, it shows us that we've been battling. Compared to what they were first proposing, eliminating all flavored e-liquid besides tobacco and menthol, compared to that, to just getting rid of pre-filled pods, that was our doing. Us as a
might
community.
Clarify, that's pre-filled flavor pods.
Pre-filled, yeah. Tobacco and menthol still fine. Yeah.
So, and on that aspect of it, with it being pre-filled flavor pods, I'm okay with that, because if there is that hardcore smoker that's trying to convert and trying to save their life, the pre-filled pod being nicotine, tobacco, or menthol, whatever it may be, it comes into play as, here, try this to see if it works, and then use that as a stepping tool to step them down. Because I firmly believe to quit anything cold turkey takes a very, very strong-willed individual. So you have to have something to supplement that. And whether it be just a tobacco flavor pre-filled pod, give them that to start with, and then go from there, because that's going to help them in the long run.
Right. No, you're right. You are definitely right. I see Mike Vape says pre-filled flavor pie. Yeah, I know. I've never been one to be detail-oriented. They want some info. Go look at Phil Basardo and Matt Cully shit. We just here to discuss some shit. But yeah, pre-filled flavor pods for those that are not familiar. It's just the flavors that they're going after. And if I'm not mistaken, the governor of Massachusetts, he's still with the fuck shit. If I'm not mistaken.
Jersey is too. Jersey, man, they've been battling it out. They had a ruling this week in Jersey. There's still time to fight that as well. And that's up in Mike's neck of the woods, you know.
Yeah.
Jay Hayes' neck of the woods, those guys. And whether I like somebody, dislike somebody or not, you know, I got nothing but respect for Mr. Mike. But we had to fight together. You know, sometimes whenever you're in war, you're standing next to somebody you're not just the friendliest with in the world, but you're both fighting to the same common goal.
Right.
You know, and right. My whole mindset is, hey, the more the merrier, because if there's going to be casualties, you have to show up in numbers, and you have to make that happen. So that's one thing that I have kind of refreshing for me was to see so many people from different walks and different, I guess, cliques and cliques as they like to call them, come together for a common cause. You know, that's refreshing to me to show people, hey, we can set our differences aside for the better of this community, the better of this industry. You know, and that's refreshing as hell, because there was a good point in time where that came into question often. You know, like, hey, they're team clones over there. We ain't messing with them. Or they're team this over there. We ain't messing with them. They're East Coast boys. They're West Coast boys. No, we're going to come together and we're going to fight together to ensure that we all are afforded the same opportunity in this industry.
In regards to them stripping away our civil rights, there is no such thing as a clique. Fuck a clique. We're all vapors, damn it. You are completely correct. Vaping 100%. That's what I'm saying. I seen a comment a few weeks ago on one of my videos. A dude was pretty irate. He was like, I was talking about the shit that's going on, and he was like, hey, where were y'all? Where was this energy when, I don't know if it was Australia or New Zealand or somebody from somewhere saying something about when last year they were trying to whoop, 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 wop, wop, wop. Hey, that's my bad for not knowing, but shit, we can't know about all the vape shit all over the world. I try to find, like, hey, I'm sorry, but hey, we in America. They fucking with America right now, but we do care about the rest of the world that vapes. Don't get me wrong. Any place that tries to shut down vaping is full of shit, and they should be called on it. And it's a damn war crime, in my opinion.
Well, brother, Graham put up a video on his live stream the other day talking about, you know, the depressed state of mind and like the weight of this whole thing, the toll it's taken on him as an individual.
I saw that. He got our.
I left a comment in there, and I don't think a lot of people understood what I was trying to say. Is that as a coach, and Graham being the coach, he can coach the players, but he can't shoot the shot for them. And the analogy I was trying to make was, the viewers out there have to be willing to do something themselves. You can't depend on getting all the information from Twisted, from Mike Vapes, from Fagan, from Grim Green, from Tenacious TX Vapes, from James Franklin, from anybody, you know, from Vaping with Vic, from TVP. You cannot depend on them solely for all your information. No. If you're that concerned about it, you must do your part to gain knowledge on that matter, and then do your part as well to spread that knowledge to those around you. It don't have to be straight to the governor's office. You can start with the homeowners association meetings. You can start with meetings at work, you know, safety meetings at work, local mayor, city managers, those people, business owners, enlighten them, inform them, let them know, help them become more educated, because we can reach the people that come look for vape channels, but we can't reach the people that have no interest in vaping at all.
That's exactly right. The people used to get on my case about, oh, Twisted, you don't do enough advocacy. Like, how many motherfucking parents do you need repeating the same shit? The best, and I mean best advocacy I've done in my personal life has been in person. 1-on-1 or 1-on-10. It's been in person, educating people, telling them if they heard some bullshit, nope, that's not right. This is right. And I give them facts. It's good to have facts when you go to talk to some people about shit, because they're going to try to throw all the bullshit they heard on the news at you about anything. It's good to have the facts armed and loaded. You are completely correct. Yeah, that's my favorite part of advocacy right there.
Fucking Mike said Fagan is French, and Mike in LA said Fagan is the pillar of advocacy.
I can see it. I believe
no,
it.
He's not. Dude, they're fucking with us, man. Because Fagan, he's pretty funny. He's humorous. But I mean, when this push comes to shove, I've seen them do it. They've advocated on their channels. They've done their part. And you can't ask for more than that, you know? And you can't expect people to change and go strictly advocacy all the time. Because, man, honestly, that shit gets redundant. And people are
Oh,
tired of hearing about it. You
Oh,
want
yeah.
to be constantly reminded of all the negative shit? No, you want to laugh. You want to cut up. You want to have some humor. You want to bring about a
Exactly.
different mind frame. That's why people tune in the way they do now, is because they enjoy Twisted. They enjoy his mindset, his mentality. They enjoy Fagan's mindset mentality. I mean, you can't expect people to do that all the time. And for you to expect every YouTuber to constantly make every video about advocacy is selfish on your part.
Very selfish. You know what I tell some of these motherfuckers that try to complain about advocacy or videos or something? I ask them, what the fuck are you doing? While you're telling me about what I need to be doing and how I'm handling shit, where the fuck's your YouTube channel? You know what I mean? Where the fuck's your post about advocacy and not just sharing some link on Instagram? What the fuck have you done? That's what I like to ask those people. You know what I mean? But no, you were right. When it comes to advocacy and shit, I would never want someone to look at me as the end all be all source for information on anything. Myself, when I'm interested in something, I don't take one opinion on it and run with it. I go look at 75 different opinions about something before I dive in. You see what I'm saying? I don't base it off one dude's video, one person's Facebook post. And people
Much like hardware. When somebody's shopping for hardware, they're not going to. Some people may go with one reviewer's, oh, their word is gold, but typically they're going to watch a few different reviews on that product and see if somebody sees something different and then make an assessment accordingly. Same thing goes on that aspect of it, man.
Right. Right. Now, you are completely correct. Let me get back to the comments for just a second. How's everybody doing? We got a bunch of people popping in. What up, Violent Ken? What up, Kyle Ross? How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us with this little chit chat. We were just discussing a few things, talking about a couple of stuffs. And yeah, one was the looming, and that's another thing. May 2020 is coming up on us, where the FDA is supposed to initiate their PTMA processing for companies to have their products approved to the market. What do you think? How do you think that's going to work out, Mr. Joel? I don't know either.
We can fight, dude. Like I'm not one that's ever going to look at something and say, "Oh, just because somebody said this the end, it's the end." Man, when a fighter steps into the ring, dude, there's 12 rounds. You don't go in and say, "Okay, well, I know that it's going to end in the 12th," and give it up in the first. Hell no, you fight till that bell rings, and even then, they're still doping testing after those fights and make sure the fighter was good and fair competition at the same time. We may take it as we're in the United States, we're being attacked. But one thing we do have in the United States is should be the judicial system and the way the laws are made and done, things are done. Sometimes it's not done the way we want to, but we are granted a thing of freedom of speech. We can say what we want to say. We may not be able to say it on a platform such as YouTube, because YouTube is owned. It's a privately owned entity.
Especially nowadays.
But you can stand out in your local town hall and say whatever the hell is on your mind. You can walk down the street with a shirt on that says "Vaping saved my life." There's nothing that changed. We've seen that in the rally at DC. Those guys, those that showed up, they showed up in numbers. Trump flew over in a helicopter and they're holding up signs. There's other countries, third world countries, where them people with them signs would have been targets.
Mm-hmm.
So
they would have been shot down.
Grateful and appreciative of that. Know that we can fight and continue to fight. Don't ever give up. And even when they tell you you can't do it, look, I've done a whole lot worse for a whole lot less.
Talk about it one time.
ST said, where the giveaways at? ST, you missed it, man. We did that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. We already gave away like 50 products, bro. You missed most of them. I'm sorry, man. Shit. Wish I could help you. Fuck a giveaway. Motherfuckers want to give away. Let me tell you something. You can't even post a link. You can't post a link to a vape website right now without YouTube striking your channel and possibly deleting it. So you start talking about giveaways. That was another thing too. They said something a year ago about giveaways. I kept doing them for a little while, but yeah, they sent me messages. I got shit about that. That's why I started doing all my giveaways on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Direct everybody to Instagram and we'll go from there. You know what I mean? I do rewards and let people know who's been rewarded, but it's all done via Instagram, and I just share who the reward recipient was on YouTube.
Oh, real quick. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Real quick, Fatty Gontos. I hope I'm not butchering that name, but he says the U.S. government decisions do affect world supply of vaping. I'm on the other side of the world and we're starting to feel the heat. Oh no, I believe that. And Lewis N says you go against your government in some countries, you get hung. Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah, you do.
That's exactly what we were just saying. You know what? him saying that brings me up to something else. We are a big global situation, and we do affect other people's things. Except for the UK, they still repping vaping. I appreciate that too. But let's talk about balls for a second, Joel. All right, first, let's talk about some big old sweaty balls. All right,
Hold on.
all right. So let me adjust my shit. Okay, so here recently, Trump came in talking about flavor bans and everything. Multiple companies shut down, some vape shops shut down, but that was mostly because of the scare. People, you heard all the shit in the news about vaping killing people, people going back to cigarettes left and right, companies, shops having to close shop. Now, some shit you can't avoid. Now, I know you were talking about in some cases where these states, like if you're in Jersey, move your operation to another state. You know what I mean? Instead of just closing shop, keep trying to fight, move it to another state. Speaking of which, MyVPro, one of my favorite websites, good sponsor of my channel, that's exactly what he did. He moved this shit right out of there into another state. Now, this is understandable. You ain't got money to keep the doors open. Sometimes you can't make shit shake. But you look back 4 years ago in 2016 when we had that big vaping scare. They were just talking about some shit. Nothing was happening yet, and companies started shutting down left and right. People stopped putting up videos. People stopped doing all this. That's what we were talking about. What happened to fighting? What happened to fighting? Why are you just gonna tuck your tail and run?
I've asked the question many times. Who's going to be the Rosa Parks of the vape industry? Rosa Parks stayed on that bus.
She stayed on that motherfucking bus.
She stayed right there in the seat she was in because she said her feet hurt. She wasn't moving.
She wasn't moving.
She's going to stay where she was. And she knew whenever she did that, the consequences of doing so. I understand that. I try to maintain and keep cool. Now, we spoke on this as well the other day, that we're older now.
Yeah. Oh,
but you bet your sweet ass that my wife has bail money in the safe at all times. Because she knows that we liable to step out one day, or I'm liable to step out one day, and have to go do a little bid.
Some shit might have to happen. Yeah.
But you have to fight sometimes for what you believe in, and fight for what you believe is right. And even if you know the consequences are dire and stacked up against you, any businessman who's put all their monetary gain from this vape industry strictly back into the vape industry is a fool. Yeah. For one simple reason. You have to diversify your portfolios so that you have the opportunity to grow more and more. You don't ever put all your eggs in one basket. They've said that since I was a little kid. I heard that. And there's a very good reason why you never do so, because tomorrow ain't promised to nobody.
That's right.
Neither is this industry.
That is completely right. That is completely right. That's the reason, honestly, years ago, even when things were gravy, 2014, the year after I started doing the channel, I created Chillin' with Twisted 420. I was already trying to stuff some eggs in a different spot. You know what I mean? I was already trying to shift some shit around. Not out of fear, just out of self-elevation. You know what I mean? Just, you never know what tomorrow may bring. So you always got to, stay ready. So you ain't got to motherfucking get ready.
Get ready.
That's it. That's what we're talking about today, people. That's what we're talking about today. And you know what? Move, Buddha. Get your ass on. Also, before we continue, as we will, if you guys got any questions in the comments, I don't care if it's about a vape or about your personal life. If you got anything you want to ask, you want to talk about, let us know in the comments. We'll be happy to help you. Just want to throw that in there real quick.
When you ask that question, you must be prepared to accept the answer that you are given, because the answer you are given may not be the answer that you wanted to hear.
It might not be what you want. We've been known to tell some motherfuckers how it is.
What are you vaping on, man?
Man, I got a few setups here. Some pretty simple smock shit. G-Priv 3, Mag P3. Just some shit that was laying around.
Actually, let me see him. Hold him up.
Oh, my bad. Actually, everything I'm vaping on.
Ooh. Black and red. I dig that.
You like that? You notice a trend here? A little black
I see the conversion happening.
Don't get it twisted, though, cuz. We still out here, though. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg wear red sometimes. You know what I mean? But one thing I'm really digging, now that I've been messing with it for a bit, this Geek Vape Boost with the RBA in it. Solid, man. Solid little vape. Really, really nice. I don't mind. I know the way the industry has shifted. I've seen it. You still got Smock putting out shit and everything, but everything's going this direction. But as long as it's going that direction and they making rebuildables and sub-on mesh and stuff, I don't mind as much. You know what I mean? When it was all strictly Nick Salt for a little bit there, bro, I almost lost my shit. I was getting sick of reviewing that shit. Sick of it.
Well, people have to understand too, what we allow is what you'll receive. If you're out there purchasing nothing but pods, then you expect the market to be flooded with pods.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do about that. China is going to answer to what is selling. It's a money thing for them, and it makes sense. If SUVs are selling, you see all the big car manufacturers making. Lamborghini made a fucking SUV.
Maserati, Ferrari got one coming out.
Yeah, I mean, why? Because SUVs sell. If you're tired of seeing SUVs, fucking stop buying SUVs.
Stop buying them. Ford got rid of most of their cars because of SUVs. It's crazy. They coming out with a Mustang SUV. The game is fucked up, man. The game is fucked up.
What baffles me, people don't get that in their mind. This is something I fought from day one to express to people. The community has more power than they would ever realize. Together, the community is the most powerful entity that's ever been in vaping. The community dictates what China does. The community will also dictate what our lawmakers do. You know, we can sit here and say that, hey, we got X amount of vapors and, you know, people that are diehard vapors. They are diehard vapors. Are they diehard voters? Are they diehard tweeters that are going at these people, these congressmen, and letting them know publicly that, hey, look, what you're doing is wrong. You know, showing up at the polls and expressing your voice, that's what's going to count. That's why I've always said, and from day one I've said it, the community is the most powerful entity in vaping. Not the reviewers, not the product designers, not the manufacturers, not the wholesalers, not the distributors, not the Instagram models, none of that shit. The community. Because if you look at all those other things, they're all going for the community. They want the numbers from the community, the community, community, community. Why? Because you guys are the most powerful thing. Whenever you subscribe to a channel and you're increasing numbers on a channel, you've made that person powerful by giving your subscription to them. Why? Because you're a valuable asset to them. Whenever they go to sit down and talk with China or get a product designed or get a product released, sitting down to say, hey, yeah, I have 150,000 subscribers, those companies are going to look at them and say, well, damn, they got 150,000 people subscribed to them. That makes you powerful. Who ultimately the real power there, though, is the subscribers.
The people. If they all decided to unsubscribe today, you fucked. It's all their choice. It's true. And that's why I used to put at the end of all my videos, thank you for watching. I truly do appreciate it. I know that just sounded like something that I say all the time. I'm telling you that every time. I wouldn't be right here where I am today, have the platform that I have, the voice that I have, if it wasn't for the people actually giving a damn about what we're doing. And that's right. In the end, the people hold the power. Yep. Especially in America. Now, we can't speak for... we can't... And I know it's shaky over here sometimes, too. We can't speak for all countries, but... yeah, we believe in standing up for what you believe in, damn it. That's why we ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. We out here.
Sebastian, thank you, man. I appreciate that. So he got his new 1.5. There was a question further up in chat. Said ask MrJustRight1 if he's going to have a version 2 profile with slanted airflow slots. And I'm glad we're on your channel because you got a large number. We can clarify this real quick.
Get it out there, man. Speak
the airflow, whenever I got the 1.5 and we sat down and made the changes and we done what we did to make this product available to the masses, the intention was not for the top airflow to directly hit the mesh. The intention of the top airflow from my standpoint is the lower airflow hits the mesh on the curve here, goes up, creates a vapor. The top airflow was just designed to barely redirect to the existing vapor that is there. Because if it directed straight at the mesh, it would be back to square one with the original profile. It would be a cool vape. Way too cool. Some people would not like that. So to answer with that, we didn't direct the airflow straight down at the mesh. We directed the airflow to blend in with the vapor that was already created off the lower airflow hitting the mesh. Some people may buy it, some people may not. I can't put that in somebody's head, but that's why that's designed the way that it is, and that's why it's not directly at the mesh. If it was directly at the mesh, it would be a cooler vape. I know there was a rendering from the manufacturer that showed the airflow going down and hitting that mesh. I didn't make that rendering. They made the rendering. There's a lot of things that China does that we have no control over. We can tell them, but they're still going to do what the hell they want to do because it's China.
That's completely true. That's completely true, sir. Benjamin Akins asked, could he get a shout out from both of us? Shout out Benjamin Akins. What up, man?
Yeah, shout out. Hell yeah.
How you doing, man? You all right? I saw another comment. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Jai White says, you can only vape one flavor for 1 year. What flavor do you choose, Joel?
Oh, fuck. Man, I'm not going to lie to you on this one. It's going to be the Sabores del Canto from my man Fogging Out with the Batman. And it's going to be the... I think I might have to get it to the pineapple upside down cake that he's got. I don't remember the exact name of it. It's in the cabinet, but it's going to be that one because it's creamy, it's pineapple-y, it's kind of fruity, kind of bakery, desserty. Right. I can rock with that.
For me, based on what I've been vaping lately, probably got to be one of the flavors from Smoothie, and that's going to be the Smoothie Maui Wowie. That Smoothie Maui Wowie is delicious. That's probably what I'd vape for a year if I have to. I never get vapor stung from it. I never fatigue from it. If I had some right now, I'd be vaping it. I can tell you that. It's some good shit.
Of course, my brother, man, Mike in L.A. would come up with that Bole Baloo, that stuff from Cool Turd. That banana, dude, it's a very, very unique vape. I got to get some U.S. mix, though, because the only bottles I had were from the U.K. with the Nick shots in there, and I'm told that the U.S. version of it, with it's already being mixed in the lab, has a little bit different kind of flavor to it. I got to try that out.
Okay, that's what's up. Kevin Don't Give a Fuck says, let's take a page now from the cannabis industry fought. I think I get what he's saying.
They fought. They didn't give up. Yeah. Cannabis has been illegal for so long, but technically cannabis is still illegal on a federal level.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
That's what baffles me, man. I've never understood. We've talked about this in depth years ago. We've talked about this in real depth because it was something that was really affecting me at the time, was that how in the hell can a man cross an invisible boundary between one state to another and it be legal here, but illegal once you cross that invisible boundary? The only way you know you've crossed that boundary is when you're on a major interstate or highway with a sign that says you are now leaving this state, entering this state.
Yeah,
but if you go 30 miles up to Woodworks, cross the same place, you wouldn't know that you'd cross that imaginary boundary. It's something that's always weighed really heavy on my mind. The whole united part of the United States of America.
Not very united.
I'm sorry, there's nothing united about us right now. I do love the fact that vapors can unite, that, cannabis supporters can unite, that supporters of anything just about can unite. We can unite freely as American people, but we have not united on a forefront to say one law for one land, that whatever is. You go to other countries, man, you don't have that's not, it's legal in this province, but not in this province, or legal in this province and not in this province. We stay in East Texas. East Texas is Bible Belt City. There are years behind other municipalities, DFW, Houston, where shit's a little bit more lenient. Hell, I think in Houston now, if you get caught with an ounce, you can get caught with a little bit of like an ounce and just get a ticket for it.
That's it.
You get caught with an ounce in East Texas, hell, you're going to be on headline news.
You out of there, son. They're going to post pictures on Facebook and everything next to the bag and shit. But no, that's crazy about the laws. You're talking about federal shit. Like, take, for instance, me. I'm a felon. Texas law says I can have a gun in here to protect my household. Now, if somebody breaks in here and I shoot them, I'm okay by Texas's laws, but federally, it's a crime. You think I still ain't finna shoot them motherfuckers? I'm finna shoot the shit out of them. But that just goes to show, federal, state, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Yep. Move, Buddha. You're about to piss me off. Get out of here.
See, I'm glad I'm not there. See, I would be sitting next to him at his house doing this live stream, kind of sitting beside him. But that damn dog Buddha, that little fat sucker right there in the corner, man, he's a pain in the ass. Nothing but a pain in my ass.
He was farting all over me earlier. I almost threw up. It was horrible. I had to open a window. I don't ever crack a window in this house.
We see DJ LSB out there.
I was just about to shout him out a minute ago. What up, DJ LSB? Shout out to the homie. Good to see you.
Tober Yonder clarified it's 4 ounces in Houston.
Oh, shit. That's even better then.
I would check the law books, though. Don't go on Tover's word. He may be a Houston resident, but if you went on some bitch laughing at you when you get caught
riding through that motherfucker dirty.
Oh, man. It's something I don't partake in. I don't. It's not my choice. I tried it a couple months back, and just realized it wasn't for me. It's not for me. As I'm becoming an aging male in my life, it just doesn't do nothing for me anymore.
I still love it. Don't get. I need some right now. Are we out of here?
It froze with an ass crack on it when you got up.
Let's see. East Coast Reviewer says yes. The Maui Wowie is the bee's knees. Yes, sir. Mike in LA says it's Fire Joel 100.
It said you're frozen with your ass cheeks hanging out.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Look at that. Hey, y'all better screenshot that shit. That's a nice ass.
Dude, what are you talking about? What are you telling them? They already screenshotted it. You didn't have to tell them shit. That's going to be the next meme on Facebook. Watch.
That's a nice ass, man. Y'all better keep a hold of that. Hey, don't nobody be jerking off to that shit, all right? I keep tabs.
Somebody said refresh, damn it, refresh.
That's a nice crack, man. Y'all don't be hating. No, I ain't got no ass. That's why my shit always sags. I got to wear a belt. Yeah, a little bit of crack ain't going to hurt nobody. We need to retitle the stream to that. Butt crack session with Twisted. Yeah, if I don't see a meme by the end of the day, y'all are slipping out there. The internet ain't shit if I don't see a meme by the end of the day. Drip Kings TV says cannabis needs to be legal nationwide. When do you think that will happen? Well, I'm thinking the only way it might happen is if some politician, maybe president, somebody running for president, somebody gonna have to try to get some brownie points. Because if you look at, they do the polls and shit all the time. Over half of America is down with it being legalized. It's just a matter of time. What is it? 14 states have it legal? Buddha.
Here's my thing, man. And I don't do politics much, but I will tell you this.
Get back.
President Obama let me down as a president for one reason. He never broke down a Philly in the Oval Office. Had he busted down a Philly in the Oval Office,
he'd be the realest.
He'd be the realest that's ever been, you know. Trump still has some time. Trump may break down a 1.5 in the office and twist it up, you know, but we'll find out.
That's what I said.
And it's not even something I partake in, but I have seen numerous times dear friends of mine, family members of mine, childhood friends that I grew up with get crazy sentences over something that grew organically from this earth. I will never understand that for the life of me. And it hurts me because I see the damage that is done. You talk about the damages and how cigarettes affect so many people and kill so many people. What kills people too is taking away their loved ones, their daddies, their uncles, their aunts, their aunties, their grannies, their grandpas, and locking them up for something that grew organically from the earth. You have ripped that family apart. And what you've done is you've now shown that little man that, hey, again, that imaginary line, had he been on that side of it, it was okay. But since you're on this side of it, it is not.
And that young man, that way, he would have been good.
That's the young man's growing up.
And the cold part is these people,
dad or anybody.
Bad people, good people smoke weed. You take a good person that smokes weed, lock him up for 20 years for having an ounce on him. Guess what? He might get linked up with some killers. He might catch a body while he's in there. Then you can now, 20 years later, you letting a straight beast out on the streets who was a good person, who had a good chance. And the flip side of it, this man that just served 30 years for getting busted with a QP of weed, there's a 21-year-old making millions off the same plant.
Same shit, yep.
Fucking just, Yeah, it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Hell, the reason we even call it marijuana is fucked up. They just wanted to associate it with the Mexicans back in the day to give it a bad connotation. It's all fucked up. It's horrible. I tell you what, though, the day they do legalize it, my channel will be Vaping with Twisted 420 for real. There ain't gonna be no more. I'll probably create a new channel. I'll probably make a new channel.
Seed made a valid point. He said weed is a drug, though. Respect it. You have to respect it. Sugar's a drug. Caffeine's a drug. Shit. Oxygen is a drug if you think about it. Because if you consume too much oxygen, you're dead.
You're dead. That's it. Anything.
You know, so everything has to be respected with moderation. Mm-hmm. You know, and treated accordingly.
You want to hear something crazy?
There's stuff that's been prescribed to people that are legit prescriptions from doctors that are far more harmful than numerous other things that we consume in day-to-day life.
Approved by the FDA at that. That's the coldest part. You know, I just thought about something. You want to hear something funny? And it's crazy. None of these people know. I don't even know if you know it. My wife's been vaping as long as I have, and I don't understand it to this day. She's been vaping 7 years. She quit smoking 7 years ago. You know this woman has been vaping 12 milligram of the exact same flavor for 7 years?
Yes, yes.
And look, the mods have went from like 20 watts to 80 watts and everything, sub-ohm and all that. This woman still vapes 12 milligrams of the exact same flavor.
And for the record, that flavor ain't worth a piss.
Hey, she likes it.
I've tried it. It is horrible. I was like, dude, how in the hell does she vape that, man? Like, dude, I asked Richard one time. I said, do you let her try other shit? Because there's far better e-liquids out there than what she's vaping on.
I hate it. But she's happy with it, so fuck it. And she gets it for free, so what are you gonna do? You ain't gotta spend no money on it. Fuck it. But yeah, that's crazy. I still don't understand how she does it. Oh shit, this fucking chat just refreshed. Holy fuck. Yeah, weed's not a drug, it's a plant, exactly. But yeah, CBD. Remember there was a controversy with that for the longest. Now it's legal everywhere, it seems like. Hemp and all that shit, it's gotten crazy.
So what's coming from Twisted 420? You asked me some questions. Let me ask you some questions. I mean, because looking back, I mean, you had like the triple, you had that RDTA thing that was like the built-in tank. You've had the mutant.
I'm about to say, don't bring up the momentum. That's
the momentum. I was going to bring the momentum up. You had the momentum. You had the mutant.
That was a horrible one. Well, no, the situation was horrible. The RDA was good.
You've had the triple RTA, the triple 2 RTA. Like, what is Twisted working on anything? You got anything cooking in the background? Like, what's been the direction with that? Because it's been kind of quiet on that end.
Man, I ain't got shit going on. Until I think of some shit, I ain't got nothing going on. I only try to put out shit when I think of something cool. But my mind hasn't even been in the right place to even think about creating anything new vape related. And you know what's fucked up?
Do you want to touch on that? Like the mental, you say your mind frame ain't been on the level to be creative. Because be honest with you, brother, as your brother, man, as your man, we don't live that far from each other. I could throw a rock and hit your fucking house. But everybody knows that I ain't been just, posting pictures with you. We ain't been on Instagram. We ain't been on YouTube. We'll drop a text or, shoot a messenger to each other on Facebook or something. It's been a distance from Twisted 420 over the last couple months. I would say, if I had to put a time frame on it, I'd say about August, September, somewhere around there, started seeing a little bit more distancing of Twisted 420 on the YouTubes. And is it something you care to elaborate or touch on?
Sure. To touch on the first part, I don't know if most of y'all noticed, but I was like the first vape reviewer to put out a damn product. That Twisted Triple with Wodofo, I still take that crown. We out here, you know what I'm saying? That was me. I was the first. So yeah, everybody enjoying y'all success. I paved the way for y'all muffin. Now, I don't know. Y'all probably came up with some good stuff. But no, man, last year, even before all this vaping shit, which I've talked about it a little bit on videos and stuff, but even before all this vaping shit, something about at the beginning of 2019, it's not just me and the industry. Well, it's the industry partially. You've seen what happened with the industry. I'm happiest, I'm most alive, I'm most focused when I'm doing videos on shit I want to do videos on. That's when my brain starts going fireworks off, when we start talking about or doing some shit that I'm really interested in. The way the industry started shaping things, for a while there, it was RGB mods and everything. I was in heaven. I love lights, I love cool shit. But then next thing you know, there's been mods. There's been a bunch of companies putting out shit. But next thing you know, it's just fucking pods and Nick Salt all over the fucking place. And me being, this is my job, I have to review whatever's people are making. You know what I mean? I got to review what they're making. And I guess once I got unsatisfied with what I was videoing, it made me unsatisfied in general. Okay? So really, for the whole 2019, I was kind of bummed out. I wasn't happy with my job. That's been one of my things for forever. The if you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. For the longest, I've been doing that. But when my job became more of a job and less of a fun experience I can share with others, it took a toll on me mentally. You see what I'm saying? I was unhappy. I didn't like the way things were going. I didn't like what was going on. Sure, the money was there and everything else was there, but my mind state was in a bad place. And That's why you saw the name change. I thought, man, fuck it, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna turn my main channel into a variety channel. I'm gonna make it to where I can put anything up on my main channel. And part of being a YouTuber, we're all fucking narcissists to an extent at the end of the day. But part of being a YouTuber is instant gratification. I can send this shit out to the world, and instantly I got hundreds of people telling me what they think about this, what they think about that, you know, what they care about. So I wanted that same instant gratification on something I felt like talking about. That's why I changed the channel. I changed the name. I changed the direction. But as I could see, people weren't here for it. Vaping in general was in a bad place with all the news that was going on. And I came to the realization, I was like, man, this is fucking vaping channel. I need to just post vape shit and fucking get back to what counts. Basically, when I decided to change my name back to Vaping with Twisted 420 and to start trying to get back into things and do stuff right, I was basically sick of myself and sick of the situation. And I was saying, well, fuck it. It's time to be a grown-ass man and get back to what works. You know what I mean? Get back to what works. And since I changed my name back, started doing everything, subscribers been going back up, views been going back up. But I know that vaping in general as a whole, there's been so many people who've dropped out of it, or for that matter, who've gotten tired of it or bored of it. Here's another thing, people. I've been doing vape reviews for 7 years. Now, I don't know if you know me, but I'm a man that likes a lot of shit. My interest in likes can change like that. I can go from being obsessed with something to not giving a shit about it the next day. It's just the way my brain works. And to be honest, when I changed to vaping from car stereos, I was kind of burnt out on car stereos. I went to finals. I put every configuration of woofers in my vehicle that you can imagine. I met all my heroes and legends. I did everything I felt I could do in that capacity. And that was only for, that was about 5 years. That was done about 4 or 5 years. I've been doing this for 7. I've been doing this for 7. And I didn't intend on making this my job, what I do for a living when I started it, but that's what it has become. Unfortunately, since this is my job now, I can't have that same carefree fucking attitude of, fuck it, I'm gonna do something different now. No, I gotta do this shit. So if I know I gotta do it, and I like doing it to an extent when it comes to the right product, I just need to man up and try to put out the best product I can. And that's the kind of realization that I came through. So yeah, last year there was a lot of frustration, depression, irritation, fucking the feeling of being stuck in a rut. And I guess kinda I looked at the new year as being my fresh start again. Like a do-over. Like, fuck it. That last year sucked, but fuck it. Let's see what next year's talking about. All I know is I was watching Joe Rogan's podcast with Robert Downey Jr. Really good. Really, really good. And they were talking about, like, how do, for some people, do all the chips land in the right place? What pulls you towards trying something that ends up being the go-to thing? And Robert Downey Jr. said that basically there's almost like a little invisible thread pulling you in a direction, saying, hey, if you come over here, you should just kind of try this out. Fucking do this, see what happens. And that invisible thread is what leads to greatness. A lot of people, anybody can say, oh, it was destiny after it's happened. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was destined for this. I'm doing, but you don't know that until it happens. You see what I'm saying? So I figured, let me get out of my own way. Sometimes you got to get the fuck out of your own way. And that's what I'm trying to do.
I like you say that about the invisible thread, because, man, I'm going to tell you the same thing you told me back. I don't remember when it was. It was like Vape Showcase Dallas or some shit that weekend before or something, or maybe a week, 2 weeks before that. I don't know. We had a talk about something, or disagreement about something of some sorts. But you specifically told me, you said, hey, if you want to see a change, fucking go be that change. You know? Right. And I did so. And you were that invisible thread for me to say, hey, you don't like the way something is? fucking go be that change. You're entitled to go do whatever you want to do, Joel. And I done so, and I'm ever thankful and glad that you did that. And you talk about those invisible strings with the progression that I did with the designing and release of a product, and then trying to build my YouTube channel up, and not really focusing on the number aspect of it, because the number games, I understand that when I got in the game now, the subscriptions, they don't pay the bills for me. What pays the bills for me is the sales of products in which I design. That pays the bills. So when those checks come in, I can deposit those checks. I can't deposit the subscription count. I can't deposit that. So those invisible strings continue to happen, whether it be in my day-to-day job that I had, that some people know, some people don't know. Day before my birthday, Jerry Jones, the
owner of the Cowboys,
fired my ass and made me unemployed. And what was that? That was those strings that things were telling me many times before. Hey man, go focus on this vape bid. Give it some attention and be dedicated to it, and see what fruits you can bear from that. Those were those invisible strings happening, and I've been very grateful and humbled, but more thankful than anything that it's bear fruit for me and my family. And some people say, well, he ain't doing that great. He ain't got a car. Me and Richard talked about it. I don't want a fucking car. If I wanted a car, I'd go buy a fucking car.
Business. Yeah.
But what it has helped me do is settle a large IRS tax debt, that was more money than some people will ever make in their entire life is what I owed the IRS.
That's a lot of money.
So being able to sit down and write a check comfortably to cover that debt to the IRS was a great prideful moment for myself. I could have bought a fucking house for the check that I wrote. It's a comfortable thing. Know that those strings are constantly pulling, man. I'm glad to see you in like a new light. I see it whenever I talk to you. I can see it in your last couple videos you've done. A refreshed Twisted 420. I know you're doing your gaming channel and everything else. My fear, honestly, is I don't want to be one of those guys that's like in the car audio industry that comes in and, man, when you can do bass videos again? I don't want to be that asshole on your Twitch channel talking, hey, when are you going to do vape videos again? I don't want to be that guy. Why? It's because it's a common thing that we share together in vaping. I'm not sure that we share the same thing as far as video games. Video games are cool, but they just don't entertain me. You know what I mean? So
they entertain me. I tell you that, motherfucker.
I don't ever want to see that.
But no, what Joe was saying, what I told him those years ago, is basically the same concept I had when I started making vape videos. I was already making videos. I knew the concept of it. I wasn't great at it, but I was looking at the landscape, and I liked some people. I saw Grim Green. I was like, man, that dude's cool. That's pretty cool what he's doing. But I didn't see me. I didn't see what I wanted to see out there. That was the reason I was like, well, fuck, I could come into this bitch and, do a whole new thing. I could bring myself into it. That's why I did it. I started making videos with music and montages and cinematics and all that shit. That was shit I wanted to see. And that's what I put out there. You know what I mean? That's the whole, be that change you want to see, fucking do it. Now, at the same time, I always told people that hit me up, they were like, oh man, I want to do videos, but there's so many people doing it, yada, yada, yada. I tell them, fuck it, do it. There's people doing it when I started. But here's the thing about that, something I've realized looking back at it as of late. The landscape has changed. The landscape has changed. When I started doing vape videos, there was like a handful of top dogs, so to speak, in the thing. Now, I'm sure there's a fucking million different vape review channels now. So I can see how it could be harder to get a leg up compared to a few years back. Same thing with gaming and tech. I'm trying to get into that now. But there's so many good, accomplished people out there that do it great. I got to set myself apart and do something that's going to be able to that people might want to watch. You know what I mean? So I take away that negativity of thinking the landscape has changed. It's years ago. If you got what it takes, if you got talent and you feel like you got something to say, fuck, it could be 2025. Create that channel. What's the worst that could happen? Put yourself out there. Fuck it. It could work out or it couldn't.
Do you think there's a mindset in the vape industry with the reviewers that feel that as soon as they put up a couple of review videos, like everybody has the next greatest idea for vaping? I've always said that. I firmly believe that there's somebody out there right now that has the next best selling RDA, best mod ever made, selling for 1 year solid, just dominating the market. There's somebody else out there with that. But do you think that they go about it the wrong way in believing that you have to have a YouTube channel to do that, or you have to have a large amount of numbers? Or do you think they also, on the same note, flip side of the coin though, that they get over eager with that and think that, hey, I got 7,000 subscribers, I should have a product out right now. I got the best idea ever and it can sell. And like, what is your take on that? Like, because I mean, I know it personally from talking to numerous companies that it happens like almost every day. A company's getting pitched an idea from somebody somewhere,
right? Well,
that feels they're owed it because they have 10,000, 15,000, 7,000 subscribers.
Here's the thing. Motherfuckers got to quit putting so much importance in themselves, first and foremost. And I'll say this to say that I've always had the mind state that I ain't shit. All right? In the grand scheme of things, I ain't shit. You ain't shit, but maybe we can come together and make some shit. You need to take away all this ego and pride. People, they think they should. Oh, I got 20,000. I got 1 million subscribers. Nobody gives a fuck. You're still a fucking human that has to go take a shit and piss every few hours, just like the rest of us. You got to take yourself out of it for a second. Everything that's come to me, and I'm not everybody. Everybody's unique. Like I told you long ago, most of my life, the decisions I make has been on autopilot. I don't think about it. I just do. You know what I mean? The first person that offered me money for something vape related, sponsor anything, I was amazed. I didn't seek anybody out. I never once, and I don't say everybody live like me because we all have different lives. I've never once seeked out a company and asked them for anything. I always felt that if you do what you're supposed to, it's going to come to you. You know what I mean? You just got to plug and play your cards. So any wealth, any acclaim, doing a reality show with John Cena, all that shit just happened. Yeah, Joel, okay, technically Joel is the reason I got on the reality show with John Cena. Technically, he is. But all that shit, and I can't say that the same thing that worked for me is going to work for you and every other guy. All I'm saying is stop putting so much importance in yourself and learn a little bit of humility. Once you learn some humility, bro, you'll be amazed at what doors will open. Once you stop thinking of you're up on this pedestal for no fucking reason, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. And I think that was part of my problem last year also. I got stuck in my head. You can't get stuck in your fucking head. If you stay in there too long, you're going to start thinking the worst of everything. That's why I come back around to this. Get out of your own damn way, people. Get out of your own damn way, and trust me, if you got the talent, the determination, the fucking skill, something good's gonna happen. All right? That's what I'm saying. Something good's gonna happen.
All things in due time is a mindset I've always had. I don't show up late for work. I show up when I get there is when I get there, and that may be why Jerry Jones fired my ass. Looking back on it, hindsight's always 20/20. But I've never been that one that says, "Oh man, I showed up late. I'm sorry, I'm late." This thing, we were supposed to start this at 10. I shot you a message, dude. Look, we're gonna do this at this, and you're like, "I bet." Why? Because that's when we're supposed to be there. I'm a firm believer in that. All things in due time.
Right.
The misconception I think has also been put out too that I started a YouTube channel, 1,000 subs, and released a product. They're not realizing all the backstory to it, man. There were seeds that were planted long ago that with multiple, not just Wodafo as one company, but other companies as well on a consulting basis that allowed me that opportunity to see products that were coming in, consulting with you even. Whenever you were coming up with a product or releasing something like, hey, man, let's do this. Maybe if you tweak this, or what do you think about this? That allowed me a platform in a relationship with companies that put me one step ahead of others. And I firmly believe the mindset of the turtle, which means you see that turtle on a fence post, I can bet you your last dollar, my last dollar, that turtle did not get there by himself. I always want to be the turtle. You know, I know that I didn't get where I'm at by myself.
Exactly.
And I also know that the same thing with that turtle and the tortoise and the hare race, that turtle moved at his own pace. He didn't try to keep up with the rabbit. He moved when he was supposed to move, how he was supposed to move, and it got him to the finish line. We can all get to the finish line if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing when we're supposed to be doing it.
Oh, you're right. You are completely right. You are completely right. I want to give a shout out to Grim Green in the chat. He said, "You're really motivating me right now, Richard." Oh, stop it, Grim. You're the motivation, sir. You're the
I want to
motivation.
give a shout out to Mike Vapes. Grim Green, did you get the package I sent?
Oh, yeah. Grim Green, did you get the package? Mike wants to know, damn it. But no, here's something some people might not know. A little fun tidbit I'm going to share with the folks. People know Joel from the profile. He's come out with some great products, some great designs. What y'all didn't see and what y'all don't know is how many companies me and Joel personally have sat down with. You don't know how many no's that we got before there was a yes. That goes back. We've been in Skype calls with companies. We've talked to people. This is years ago, before any product was ever out. This shit didn't come overnight, man. It didn't come overnight. The man's been out there. We've been trying to make it happen. And that's how it
More
works.
no's and yeses. More no's and yeses. Always.
Lot of no's. Lot of no's.
The same mindset that there's always been, and I've shared with Richard from day one, is different. Something different to the market. Could have I put my name on something way back when? Probably so, and it would have just been a stagnant, would have had no market impact. I wanted to do something different, and I've always held to those guns. The reason why we were told no so often is because it was something that hadn't been done yet, and China was scared to do so.
Yep.
So when we sat down at my kitchen table, the same table I'm at right now, with the best engineers and product market specialists from Wodafo at this table for 1 week, every day, sun up to sundown, I finally told them, you try it. If it doesn't work, I'm gone forever. You ain't never got to call me again. We ain't got to do nothing again ever. They did it, and it came out successful, you know? And
right.
I could have just wrote it off and said, now if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I pushed it. I did push it. I'm not going to say I did not push for them to get that product out to market. But I had to gamble and know when to put my cards on the table and say, hey, I'm all in.
Exactly.
You know, I sat down and lost many ante-ups before I had a hand worth playing and worth betting all the chips on.
What up, Battery Mooch? Shout out to Battery Mooch in the house as well. We got a nice little chat here. Mike Vapes, Grim Green, DJ LSB, Battery Mooch. Shout out to all you guys, and thank you for tuning in. What we're doing here is simply venting, talking, discussing, and I think, people pay good money for a therapist. They pay damn good money for a therapist. And I figure this is the best therapy I can get right here is talking with folks I know, with you guys, and just chit-chatting and keeping it real. And speaking about products, you want to talk about Slow Turtle and all that shit. People would be fucking sick of me and I'd be like the Kevin Hart of the vape industry if I jumped on every deal a company has threatened. Here's the thing about it. Companies, I've never been the one, I know a lot of people do it, and more power to them, make your money. I ain't gonna knock another man's hustle. But I know a lot of people, a company will come to them because they got a little bit of fame with a pre-done design and be like, hey, want to put your name on this? We'll give you a fucking $1,000 or something, 50 cents on the unit and all that shit. I could have done that 100 times. 100 times. But I always, since day one, I figured, like right now, like we said earlier, if I don't have an idea personally, I ain't putting shit out. You know what I mean? That's just the way I work. And not everybody's different. The whole never messaging companies for product, doing this and that. I'm not advising anybody to do what I did or move the way I move. I'm just saying what's worked for me. And you never know, man. It might work for you too. Integrity. Does anybody know what the fuck that still means anymore?
They don't. Some do. Let me rephrase. Some people know what integrity is. But some people choose not to live by integrity or with integrity. Why? Because it's simple. It's simple to set your morals aside. It's simple. And for what? The most addictive drug that's ever been known to man, and that is money. Money is the most addictive drug. If you want FDA to regulate some shit, why don't they get on the sources of money and these politicians and where their money's coming from and chase that background? You know, do the investigative work there. And then when you do that and you sort that shit out, other things start to come to light and the dominoes will start falling how they're supposed to. Right. But that's too much like right, man. That'd be like the perfect world, you know, when that shit boils down to it. It's aggravating, but I do have hope and I do have faith in humanity to do the right thing always. That's my name, MrJustRight1. Why? Because it takes the same amount of energy for me to do the right thing as it does for me to do the wrong thing.
Right.
I spent a lot of time doing the wrong shit. Richards know me even today. I'm still a work in progress. But when me and Richard first clicked up, I was doing really wrong shit, and I knew I was doing wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you're right. You're right. Something famous Kanye said a while back was having money's not everything. Not having it is. that also ties into it. But hold on. DJ LSB sent $20. You didn't have to. He says, let's pay that therapist then. He's silly guy. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, man. I'm going to get some Whataburger. I appreciate it. Motherfuckers, vape scare has been tight around this bitch lately. Got to clutch them.
You're going to get 1 meal at Whataburger for $20.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's 1 meal. So yeah, I appreciate it. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in. Up top, Sebastian Voss says, did you and Joel ever consider doing a live on a regular basis? You know, might not be a bad idea. Might not. I still need to come on his show, damn it. Every Friday night, me and the wife are eating pizza and watching movies. So it's always never opportune. I still need to get on one of them.
A lot of my friends in the Discord have asked, how come Richard ain't been on your channel? And I told them, man, and I respect this. When a man is so committed to the social media, the YouTubes, and everything that you've been, when a man asks for that family time, you know, from Friday at 3 o'clock or 4:30 when his wife walks in the door till Monday morning at 5 o'clock when he gets up to start his day, give him his privacy. Dude, I have no problem with that at all. And me being on Friday nights, dude, some people say, man, it's just getting redundant. He ain't had no guests. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. If you don't have to watch,
yeah,
you know,
say motherfuckers ain't gotta watch. That's at the end of the day, you ain't gotta watch. And I want
there's some that do come back and watch, and it's been pretty.
Expand on what Joel said for a second. That's one thing about me. It's funny, man. I've been married 14 years, something like that. Getting to the point we're at today was difficult. I've had the wife pick up a laptop and destroy it because I was on the internet too much. Okay, I'm talking years ago.
She's crazy as fuck. I love her to death, though.
I've had her fucking unplug an Xbox, like shit like this. You got to understand, she didn't know then what she knows now. But when I was on the internet all the time, I was researching, I was learning, I was doing everything that made me the man I am today. And she understands that and she respects it. But as a common courtesy and respect to her, weeknights and weekends, they belong to her. That's her time with me. Everybody else gets me the rest of the time. YouTube, live streams, everything else, they can have me then. But we got to have our time. You know what I mean? I barely see the woman. She worked during the day. I'm at home during the day. It's a whole thing. But yeah, that's one thing about me. I like to kick it with the wife. Try to keep the relationship strong.
I've always respected that, though, that the man makes the time for his family. Knows with me, family first, man. I could be committed to doing something and something pop up with the family. Dude, it's family over everything. Because at the end of the day, when all this shit goes away, if it goes away, my family is my family. My sons, that time with them, I seen it firsthand with my daughters, man. I was a dad at 15. Them girls are going on 21 years of age now. When that time is gone, it's gone. There's no getting it back.
Can't get it back.
Nothing you can do in this world will ever get it back.
You can't get it
back. So
man.
making the time for my family at the sacrifice of others, I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. I'm not going to apologize for it because it's what I've been put on this earth to do is make sure that my family is straight, first and foremost. Mm-hmm. Everything else is second. When I say everything else is second, everything else is second to my family. My family is number one. And I respect you for making the time for you and your wife on the weekends. I've always respected it. I know, hey, 3:30, 4 o'clock on Fridays. If it's a holiday like Monday is a federal holiday, she's probably going to be off on Monday.
She off this
I know,
Monday.
don't even call on Monday because he's going to be busy.
Yeah, I try to do right, man. You got to, mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. We all know that shit. There'd be turmoil and shit in the house. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just prioritizing, man. And you know something crazy? We were just talking about all this. I put it in the retrospect while we were sitting there. I've been doing this shit, vaping reviews, for 7 years. I know Grim's been here a lot longer, but 7 years, that's crazy, bro. The concept of time, we're getting old, as you know. I don't have to be the one.
Fuck, will you tell it?
I don't have to be the one to tell you. I watched something real interesting the other day. Very, very interesting. These years have flew by in a blur. I don't even hardly remember 2019. I watched the video Casey Neistat did. He just turned.
Wait a minute. Was it because time went by in a blur? Because it went by in a cloud of smoke?
Well, I was smoking. That's another thing I'm gonna talk about right after this. I'm gonna talk about that right after this. Buddha, get from over there. Casey Neistat did a video recently. He's talking about how time goes faster as you get older. I never quite understood it, but he broke it down into percentages. His 5-year-old daughter, and he's 40. His daughter's 5. 2 years for her is damn near 50% of her life entirety. 2 years for him, 2 years ago, he was 38. You know what I mean? So that's what? 0.5% of your lifetime. So it makes sense as to when we get older, it seems as if time moves faster. And that's why fucking older, the shit's just flying. I'm scared of, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm happy to be alive. A lot of motherfuckers didn't make it to 30, what the hell? 30, 35.
Tell the truth now. How old are you?
I turned 36 this year. A lot of motherfuckers, even some of my closest homies I grew up with, they didn't make it to 35. They didn't make it to 25. So I'm thankful to be here. But at the same time, bro, getting old, it's scary. The thought of it, like, it's good. You get wiser, you learn more, you do more. But the shit's scary to me, bro. I don't like it. I want to be here. I want to be immortal so I can see future cars and shit. I don't like the idea of it. But it's every once in a while I sit back and think about it. And that's another thing. Last year, and something I've changed already this year. And we're on this channel. It doesn't matter. Fucking, I'm in Texas. I don't give a fuck. Send the police to the house. I smoked way too much, man.
I got bail money in the safe.
Yeah, but we got bail. We're good. 2019, I smoked entirely too much. And I thought that was a crutch. I thought that was helping me because I got all these problems in my head and I'm dealing with all this depression. I'm like, fuck, weed's always taking care of me. Keep chiefing. But it got to the point, I think it clouded my judgment. It clouded my vision a little bit. Too much. I'm not saying too much of weed's a bad thing, but I am. Okay? It was too much. Like, it became ridiculous. It used to be back in the day, a joint lasts me all day. Smoke half at one point, half at the other. It got to the point where I would smoke before I do a video. After I'd done the B-roll and before I talk, I would smoke again. And then after I got done editing, I would fire it back up. So we're talking about before 9 o'clock, I done smoked 3 times. It was too much. It was too much. So now, starting this year, I no longer wake and bake. Anytime you see me on a video in the morning, clear-eyed, I'm fucking focused. And I thought the weed enhanced me. I thought that it was what gave me my humor. It's what gave me this. It's what did this. No, it was me the whole time. If anything, it was kind of getting in the way. So this year, and to conserve a little bit of money, this year, yeah, you're going to see a clear-eyed Twisted a lot more often. And I've been doing it, and so far, man, I feel good. I still have my time set aside to have get my little shindig on, but it's helping. I'm thinking better. I'm thinking clearer. You know what I mean? And I think that's a good change that I made starting this year. It was too much. It was too fucking much. But now,
I had the opportunity to try it again a few months back whenever got let go from my daytime job. Money was good, everything straight over here. I had an opportunity to try it. Nobody was going to be testing me. I said, fuck it, I'll give it a go. There was a point in time in my life, bro, where that was everything to me. Like, when I had absolutely nothing, you could give me a blunt, and you gave me everything.
Everything.
But I see now that when I tried it recently, it just wasn't for me anymore. And it sucked because me and my girl, whenever we first met, that was like our thing, dude. We'd always chief and blow big and have a good time. And now I don't do that anymore. I don't partake in that. It doesn't work for me. My mind doesn't work right. I don't feel right doing it. I feel as if I hate to be that old head, but hey, I'm that old head now. And I accept that. I'm good with that. If being the old head means that I can be creative and productive and provide for my family without partaking anymore, then so be it. And same with my alcohol consumption. I still love to sit down and have a drink, dude. I'll sit down and have a drink with anybody, no problem. But it's not something that I do all the time. Why? Because it just doesn't do it for me personally.
Right.
I think a lot of people have a hard time accepting change and know that change is necessary for growth within ourselves. we always look at the industry and say we want change within the industry. So let's relate to that. If the industry never changes, the industry never grows. So if we never change, we never grow.
Exactly.
If we stay stagnant and complacent in the same thing that we've been doing and just are happy with what is and not pushing a change upon ourselves, the little imaginary strings you talked about, forcing us to change and be better, or just to change in general, not necessarily even change for the better, but to change as an individual allows us to grow. You know, if you change the surroundings around a tree, that tree grows accordingly. It's going to lean more to the sun. It's going to stand straight up. You know, if you trim the trees around it, that tree will grow straight. You know, it's going to get all the sun. It's going to blossom. It's going to bloom like it's supposed to. But that never happens if there's never change brought about it. So I respect your decisions and what you're doing, man. I think you're on the right track. Look forward to seeing what this year brings for you, man.
I hear you. I hear you. You know, the same way you said you are with weed, the same way I am with alcohol. I used to get a 30-pack of Keystone Ice with the homie and split it, 15 to myself. Now, I can barely get a beer down without getting a headache, bro. It's like I can't do. I can't drink no more. I can't. I want to. I cannot. You know what I mean? Some shit, your body changes. Everything changes. And yeah, you were right. That's another thing me and Joel have talked about a lot. You people probably haven't talked about it, but it's complacency. Becoming complacent. That is one of the biggest killers of innovation, creativity, and anything you can imagine. It's crippling to your soul. And honestly, I think part of the reason my 2019 was bad, I became complacent to an extent. And we're going to get on the right damn track.
Would you say complacent or comfortable?
Comfortable. More comfortable. I never became complacent. I'd say more comfortable. That's what.
Okay, because I'm going to say, knowing you personally, I would say it's more comfort than it was complacency. We become comfortable, and when we become comfortable, to become overly comfortable is to become complacent. Exactly. So to see you where you're at now, and you pulled yourself back, you were close to that edge of failure, and say, hey, you know what? That ain't working. I'm getting too comfortable. I don't want to become complacent. Our whole thing has always been hashtag team never complacent. I still stand by that. I'm glad to share that mindset with you. Today is not enough. Neither is tomorrow. And the day before yesterday wasn't enough either. There's never going to be enough to ever call me complacent or say that I'm comfortable and I'm satisfied and happy with the results that I had before me. If you take it all away, I'm thankful for all of it. I'm thankful for every bit of it. But it's never enough.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I want to speak for a second about vision too, because part of the problem with last year, again, we're speaking about the shitty year that was the year of the Lord 2019. I even got to the point of frustration and irritation to where I went against one of my own codes. I've always been the guy where people back in the day, I'm optimistic. I'm an optimist. That's me. I look at the glass half full. I always think things are going to work out. People years ago used to say, oh, Twisted Vaping gets shut down. What are you going to do? You can go flip burgers? Yada, yada, yada. Never even was a fucking thought in my mind. But at one point in last year, I caught myself making a resume, looking to see what kind of content creator jobs that were out there. Out of partial self-doubt, fear-mongering, and worry, just creating my own problems. I made a resume. I've never had it in my mind once I got started on my trail, if I'm doing things right, that I'm going to have to worry about paying bills or doing this shit or how I'm going to do this and everything. And my own self-doubt is what got me in that spot. It's what got me in that position. So right now, I'm back to the old Twisted. Fuck a job. I'm going to keep doing YouTube. I'm going to rock this bitch till the wheels fall off. And I know in my heart of hearts, everything's going to be all right. They can't take away something. They can't fucking get rid of vaping. Getting rid of vaping would be the equivalent of going back to the 1960s and saying, no, seat belts, we can't put those in cars. That's the exact same scenario. And there's no way we could live these days without a seat belt. And the same thing we're going to say 10 years from now about vaping. They can't get rid of it. They can't. It's a harm reduction tool greater than any that has come before it. I've witnessed it make people healthier. I've witnessed myself become healthier, being able to breathe. Now, I'm still a fat fuck, but I can still jog a little better than I could. You know what I mean?
Still can't throw them hands.
I throw them hands. I got endurance. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I wish I could fight a motherfucker so bad, man. I still wish I could fight a motherfucker. I haven't gotten to fight.
So in the 2019 being a rough year that it was, do you see that, and did you experience it personally? Because I've seen some of the comments left on your video, man, that, you know, where things start taking a toll on you. Do you start, the trolls and the negativity start eating away at you? I know we spoke on this, and that's why I'm asking about this the other day, of, you know, the positive vibes and positive energy. I'm a firm believer that energy is everything around us. It's the whole reason why we're existent today. And the negative energy chipping away at us every day whenever you get on and you see something and somebody has something negative to say about this. Did you think that took a toll on you, or do you think that had anything reflective of 2019 for you?
That's a great question. I'm going to get to you just a second. I just read the comments. Grim Green said, bro, yes, I smoked way too much too often. I feel you. Dialing it way back this year. Amen, Grim. And Grim also said, you're speaking to my soul right now, Richard. Well, Grim, I'm glad I can help you because you, sir, have helped me greatly over the years. So I'm glad that we're on a relatable level right now. I'm glad that you can enjoy that. But let me tell you something about motherfucking trolls and negativity and all that shit. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't give a fuck. I've almost got out of character and got at some motherfuckers on a few occasions, but it's not worth your time. Sure, you might get a few thousand views for some drama, for some bullshit, calling somebody out. But in the end, it's just that. It's a moment in time. It's going to move forward. Any bullshit going on, anybody that's reacting to you in a negative manner, that's lashing out at you, they're lashing out at you because of problems they have with themselves and their own insecurities. And you leaving them alone and ignoring them completely hurts them greater than you ever could by replying and giving them that satisfaction. Hopefully, it'll allow them to look in the mirror and say, hey, let me get my shit together. Trolls are not needed, man. They're just unsatisfied, unhappy people looking to make somebody else unsatisfied and unhappy. And I'm going to tell you, over here at Vaping with Twisted 420, we don't subscribe to any of that bullshit, all right? So you can post whatever you want. Talk about my mama, talk about Buddha. I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me in my day-to-day living. I'll just delete your comment and keep on moving. And yes, if somebody throws some way out of the box shit on my channel, I will delete their comment. Because that negativity only stagnates and creates more negativity. You'll get other fucking unhappy, shitty people that are coming along backing them up. Oh, yeah, you're right. This is a piece of shit. Fucking yeah. Just get rid of it, man. Delete any of the negativity out of your life, people. That's what we're talking about today. And that's what I do. All right, now, if you work with a motherfucker, you got a coworker you don't like, I don't know what to tell you. Try to avoid that motherfucker or something. But
5 o'clock comes every day. It's always been my mentality. When I had coworkers I didn't get along with, I tell them, shit,
that motherfucker in the parking lot. Let's talk about it.
Shit, we can punch out. We can get to. I'll give you your solution to your problem. I promise you.
Exactly. Yeah, man, just get away. That's why I understand cyberbullying to an extent, but at the same time, man, fucking turn your phone up. Close your computer. You ain't got to feed into this bullshit. You got celebrities responding to trolls and comments on Instagram and shit, and it's just a waste of time. It's just bullshit.
I firmly believe that. I succumbed to some of it recently with the negativity and shit. And why? Because people speak on shit they know nothing of. You can't speak on my situation when you don't know my situation.
Don't know shit about it.
People want to get on and say, well, it's been so hard for me. It's been so tough for me. Motherfucker, it's tough for everybody out there. Exactly. You know, people don't realize that, you know, some people grew up without mamas and daddies or, you know, loved ones that they watched get killed and, you know, being part of an environment where these motherfuckers, they rap about it or they want to be about it, but they've never experienced it. They've never lived it. You know, they didn't see it firsthand. You know, like they think, oh, MrJustRight1's got a Cadillac, he's got it good. No, hell no. Everybody think Twisted got it good. Twisted, man, I know your story. I know it's deep. Well, I think that's why we relate so well, is because we both come from a very, very unique background amongst ourselves with the trials and tribulations, whatever it may be. But we've made conscious decisions and conscious efforts to be better individuals ourselves, to pull ourselves from that environment. Not saying we've disconnected from it, but we just removed ourselves from that environment with the choices we made to be better people today. Mm-hmm. But for somebody to get on and say, well, it's so hard out here and nobody wants to let nobody do anything. Nobody ever let me do a damn thing. I did what the hell I had to do because it's what I had to do to get it done.
Exactly.
But the negative shit, dude, I'm still a firm believer in that. Surround yourself with positive, like-minded individuals. That builds a protective layer around you of positive energy. And when negativity does come around, it never penetrates that level of positive energy that you surrounded yourself with. Now, if you stay embedded in that negative energy field, it will chip away at all the positive energy you put around yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you are who you hang around, that's for sure. You will become enveloped. And let me just set the record straight real quick. While me and Joel are on our positive path and try to get all the negativity out of our life, don't ever think nothing's sweet. All right, if you really got a problem and you see us at a convention or something, don't think shit is sweet. Because we've been in the field longer than a scarecrow. You hear me? Longer than a motherfucking scarecrow. Don't think it's sweet. We're just saying when it comes to this internet and little kitty bullshit, we avoid it. But yeah, when it comes in person, motherfucker, don't put your hands on them. Don't be talking crazy at one of these conventions. I need to get to another convention, man. Are they still having those motherfuckers?
Man, honestly, bro, I don't think stateside there is conventions, but most of them now are being marketed as alternative conventions. And not just vape conventions, they're alternative as well. Give me 1 second, bro. I got something at the door.
No, do your thing. Let me catch up with some of these comments. How's everybody doing out there? You guys all right? I hope you guys are enjoying the live therapy session as much as I am. Having a good time. We're just trying to make it. Shout out to my homeboy Mitchell Coral, Primal out in the content. We're going to get on some Twitch streaming here in a little bit, bro. Don't worry. Shout out to everybody. Mobley Vapes, how you doing? Uh-oh, Joel's got a package.
It's not vape mail. You know what that is? If you're familiar with that name right there, you know what that means. College books.
Oh, shit.
Something
That's
on your
real
brain.
shit right there. Empowerment around this bitch. What y'all know about it? What y'all know about it? I'll tell you what, Joe, real quick. Let's switch gears for a second. Completely unrelated. Because, you know, I like go off topic from time to time. Best hip-hop album released last year.
Last year for me is going to be. Can I just give you a song? I don't have an album.
We go with a song.
Dude, most albums don't entertain me long enough
not many of them. No.
Go all the way through it. Best song last year for me is going to be.
I know it ain't easy.
No, it's not, dude. Because I'm going through my mind right now. I reckon. Trying to think. Mob for Life, Marley G.
Good choice. Okay, Marley G. I respect that. That's a good one. I think my favorite album, there wasn't a bunch of great albums. There was some good stuff that got released last year, but I'm saying my favorite album was probably that Dreamville compilation. The one that I've been able to go back and play, you know, over and over and over. That was a real good one. Dreamville. Okay, real quick. I know you ain't super big on movie buff and everything. Best movie you saw last year?
Surprisingly, man, truth be told, I do watch a lot of movies because that's something I can do with my son. We can go to the movie theater and watch movies.
That's true. I forget.
Last year, probably the best movie I watched that I personally enjoyed because I can relate to it a lot was Joker.
Really, really good. Yeah, damn it. Now you got me questioning my pick. Joker was really, really good. Me and the wife, we went to the theaters and saw it, and we watched it twice at home so far. So we've seen it 3 times. Joaquin Phoenix. He deserves all 11 Oscar nods he got. It was fucking good, man. It was really good. He was a good dude initially. He just had some problems. Man, now I'm thinking it wasn't Endgame. I know Endgame seems like an easy choice. I liked Infinity War much more than Endgame, but it was still good. Honestly, I'm gonna say you might not have seen it, but Peanut Butter Falcon.
Did not.
That was my movie for 2019. Shia LaBeouf, actor with Down syndrome. It was good. It was really, 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 really good. Me and the wife loved it. I watched it several times. Peanut Butter Falcon. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's really, really good. But yeah, Joker. I'm gonna have to watch Joker again.
I like Joker a lot, man, because my dad suffers from a real bad, debilitating mental illness. You know, schizophrenia, depression, manic depression, bipolar, like you name it, he's got it. So to see that video and then to watch it and then see the ending and how things portray, to relate to that and understand that, and the society will never fully understand that, and the whole moral of the story too behind it as well, that where the underdog can come out to be the savior of so many and the one that brings about change to an entire community around it in that little Gotham setting or whatever, whatnot. The mindset behind that, the revolution that he pushed and what comes of it is very, very deep and resonates very, very deep with me. And whenever I look at things, man, I look at things far different than most people. I get really in depth and I really analyze things. My wife did not like the movie.
Really?
She said it was disturbing. She felt unsettled whenever she left. I would expect that of her because she hasn't dealt with that firsthand. And being able to really dive in and see what the director and the message that was trying to be portrayed from that movie, I relate to that wholeheartedly. That's why I say hands down my favorite movie of 2019.
It was very, very good. Yeah,
keep them coming because now you got me interested, dude. You got my ears going. Shit.
Okay, here's one. Here's left field. Your favorite. Now we're gonna get back on vaping a little bit, but your favorite vape product released last year that you didn't make?
Last year? Let's see if I can get that to come into focus for you.
SQ Squonk?
Topside. SQ. That thing right there, man, I love it. Dude, I've purchased many of them. That's the Just Right custom. Should say
dope.
Just. Flip it over, it says right.
Oh, that's dope as hell.
Had that made here in Tyler, Texas. But this is the limited edition. Just came in the mail this last week. Dude, I love this mod. It is my go-to. It's what I use every day. I'm using a Topside right now, and the only reason why I'm using the Topside Light is because I was waiting to get my doors back on this one. But it's me. Perfect.
Nice.
How about yourself?
Man, I don't even remember what came out last year. I put out that question. I don't even know what the fuck. I didn't do a Hall of Fame last year, Wall of Fame. So I'm trying to think. I liked something a lot towards the end of the year, but I don't remember what it was. Fuck. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared to answer that. Man, I don't know. It's the fucking. I used to. I guess.
Here, let me ask you this. Let's make it simpler than that. Not just for last year. The best RDA for you, single, dual, triple, or whatever RDA, rebuildable dripping atomizer for you ever, that's ever been, that you've ever used, that you say, damn, if I could build that again and vape that again, you'd sit down and you'd actually build it, not for a video, but for you to use, what would it be? I know mine off the top. I already know mine, so I'm waiting for yours.
I got one that pops to the top of my head, and man, I like sub-ohm tanks so much nowadays for the convenience, because I'm not obsessed with it the way I was. That's what I was gonna say. I'm not. But if we say best RDA, the one that I was enamored with, that I wanted to pick up 9 times out of 10, honestly, the one that had the biggest influence on my life, vaping, I gotta go with the drop.
The drop.
For my vaping style, build, flavor, airflow, the drop RDA was probably my favorite of all time.
I know the Vapor Chronicles are going to be damn glad to hear that, because there's a lot of people that feel the exact same way.
It's just one of the most, there's some good ones. I like my own shit. Some of my shit's cool. I like the Dead Rabbit. I like the Profile. I like a lot of shit. But when I think of one RDA that I have the most admiration for, I've had the best experience with, I got to go with the drop.
Good shit. I'm going to say mine is going to be the Axial by Mass Mods and Unicorn Mods. For me, it was simple. Didn't reinvent the wheel. It's just a simple vaping device. Aesthetically, it does it for me. One thing that I take into consideration when I consider the best of all time for me, anytime I'm looking at an RDA, giving my opinion on it, is aesthetics. I want something that looks just as good as it performs. Right. Nothing taken away from anybody else out there. I still, to this day, feel the Axial RDA by Mass Mods and Unicorn Mods is the most underrated, overlooked RDA that's ever been.
Now,
I've had a fuck ton.
I've never had
when I met you, I was already vaping. So I mean, I've had a shit ton of hardware.
I've never been able to vape that. I've never vaped that one, but it sounds nice.
I'll give you one. I got like 9 of them. I'll give you one.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to my brother, man, Dear Addy, somebody I relate to, I can respect a lot. Another music connoisseur who loves good Southern music, good music in general. But we've related, we clicked. Shout out to Addy.
Already. Shout out to Chris Conrad. He's an e-juice mixer himself. He wanted a shout out. There you go, sir. Oh, Hell Vape popped in and said, good look on the Dead Rabbit shout out. Thank you. You guys made a great Addy. So congrats to you. That was a great RDA.
You said they got a new one out right now with Alex.
Vapors MD?
Yeah, it's called the Destiny RTA that's coming out. It's very interesting. I haven't seen a deck shot of it. I did see the unboxing video, but I haven't seen a deck shot of it.
Already, that's pretty dope. Now since we're still talking about favorite stuff of all time, I will go ahead and say when it comes to RTAs, my triple RTA V2 is still my most used and loved RTA because I built it the way I like to vape.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, man, but the triple don't hold shit to the Unity. The Unity is by hand far the very best vape experience I've ever had in an RTA. Hey, that's not. You know what?
Never vaped it.
So, hey, look, man. I'm glad I could be the one to let you know that you're wrong about something. If somebody had to do it, I'd much rather be me than anybody else.
I never vaped it, but I'm sure it doesn't have enough airflow. I'm good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. You know how I like it. But no, that's good to know. I still need a vapor. I still don't have a Unity. I ain't got nothing. You know, that's all I was gonna say, man. There was a time where I lived, breathed vape. I'd be looking up shit on Instagram to see the new shit. I looked at Vapor Joe's website to see what deals were out. I was on the forums, the e-cig forums and all that shit. But man, I guess to an extent, I probably should have kept up a little bit better, but at the same time, I only review what gets sent to me. So knowing about other shit is good just for my overall vape knowledge. But I just haven't been able. It's weird, man. I got into phones for a little bit hardcore, bought a bunch of different ones, put up some videos. They got a bunch of views, but then I was just disinterested again. I found this bitch, the OnePlus 7 Pro, best phone I ever owned, and I haven't picked up another phone.
Is that the one with the 48 megapixel camera?
Nah, this one. Oh well, actually, it might have one of those sensors, and I don't even remember.
I keep seeing one pop up on my Instagram feed since I rode with you the other day. Which is fucking
that's how they get you. The fucking government listening to our shit.
Keeps throwing that shit up on my Instagram page. 48 megapixel camera. Yeah. I'm thinking, damn, 48 megapixel shit. Yeah. My Panasonic camera only has like 18 megapixels, 16 megapixels. Yeah.
It's all in how they use them, though. It's all in how they use them. Hell, Google's got that 12 megapixel pixel, and that bitch fucking shoots better than these 48s. You know what I mean? It's all in how you use them. It's all in how you use them. But now, right now, I'm still, like I said, vaping is my job. Doing reviews is my job. That's what I do. But right now, I'm hardcore into retro gaming for some reason. And that's what I'm gonna be chunking up on my Chillin' with Twisted 420 channel. If you're into all that, games and shit, check it out.
I want to touch on something. You said you only review what you're sent from companies. We spoke on this about companies that deal with you that I don't deal with, that don't deal with me, but companies that deal with me that don't deal with you. And we're like dude, like I said, we stay right here and shit.
I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I don't know. There's no telling.
Is there anything you want to tell companies out there now that you're, hey, look, man, 2019 may have been a fucked up year, but we're going to make this right. We're going to do this right.
I'm going to go ahead and put that out there right now. Last year was not my best year. I got to products late. I didn't do them in a timely fashion. I might have left out details that might have been very pertinent to the review. I might have done a lot of stuff. I might even shit on a few products, which that's just my opinion. You can't get mad at me about that. But I want all you companies out there to know, all the companies that don't currently fuck with me, I'm back, baby. We're back in business. We're rocking and rolling. And the jump to queue rates are lower because of the given circumstances. So, if you need something reviewed and you're a company, holler at your boy. 2020 is our year, people. You hear us? Out with the fuck shit, in with the good shit. Now, being that I don't have as many products to review, a lot of people love that I put up 5 videos a day, every week of every month. That's when shit was rolling. That was my thing. That's why a lot of people liked it. They could come to me and constantly see content. There's not as much content coming in nowadays, so you don't get videos as much. So you might have a week where there's 2 days of no videos. Just know I'm not going anywhere, people. If YouTube's not sending you my videos, even if you click the notification bell, come check on your boy. I can guarantee you there will be new videos up on my channel. The algorithm.
I'm glad you said that.
The
Because you
algorithm
see
can't
people that subscribe to you, that hit the notification bell, or even subscribe to you and have notifications but don't get. I'm not even fucking subscribed to you, and I get notifications that you're live. How the fuck does that work?
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. YouTube's
Or did you
fucked up.
upload? I get a fucking email. Vaping Twisted 420 is just uploaded. I'm not subscribed to you. Go through your subscribers, you'll see. I'm not subscribed to you. I don't have to be. I'll go look at your shit anyway. But I
Yeah.
get an email from YouTube that tells me you've uploaded a video.
Shit doesn't
If
make
that ain't
sense,
the
man.
most ass backward shit I've ever seen in my life.
Shit doesn't make sense. As if we ain't got enough problems to worry about with the government trying to dick us down on vaping. We got YouTube dicking us down on vaping. We can't put links in videos no more. Demonetized since about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And no recommended videos. It's bullshit. They need to stop it. It's all about them damn advertisement dollars. And PewDiePie fucked it up for all of us, damn it. That's who I'm blaming. That was the start of the fuckery. PewDiePie fucked it up for all of us. But hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You just gotta keep trying to fight the good fight. You know what I mean? I try to tell these motherfuckers, we cockroaches out here. A nuke can't even kill us. So you gotta do better than giving us strikes for using links, YouTube. You got to get to the point where you ban the word vaping or a product review of vaping before we're out of here. I don't want to give y'all no ideas though, so y'all chill out with all that. Don't go too far on that shit, all right? Damn it.
Well, man, I look forward to seeing what 2020 brings for you, man. Like I said, I can see it in you. When we went the other day, had a little visit to the barbershop and whatnot, that there's a revived energy about yourself, you know, and it's radiating. And just on a personal level, take that, run with it, man, continue to move forward. I've never been one that wants to see one of my own. I want to put myself in competition with you. You know what I mean? Like I never have. I always want to see you do better. I always want to see I want to see everybody do better than myself.
Yeah, there shouldn't be no
Because if you
competition
continue
between
to
the
do
homies.
better, that gives me something to work forward to as well. And it's to continue to be better myself.
Exactly. Any friend you got to compete with, people, he ain't a friend. You keep that in mind.
And it's never a competition level with you by no means, man. Because you've been to my home. You've seen the humble home that I live in. You've been here firsthand. You broke bread with the family. But watching you do better knows it's enlightenment to know that nobody is responsible for your destination but yourself. Your destiny is all determined on you, your actions, your decisions, and everything you do about yourself. And I spoke on that in a little magazine interview I had, and I meant every damn word of it whenever I had that limelight or platform or whatever you want to call it to express my thoughts on things. And I personally thank you for what you've done. You inspire me to be better. I hope you do the same for others. I hope I can return the favor to you one day to inspire you to be better and continue to move forward with what you got going.
Already, man. I appreciate that. I thank you, sir. I will also wish the best for you. I know you got some good products coming down the pipeline, I'm sure. Keep innovating, keep moving forward, and keep striving. Damn it, that's all we got. Damn it, if we don't have any ambition, what do we have? Nothing.
How about your juice lines? What's the word on Budget Baller and those like a Sirs and all that? What's the game plan with those? They're done, out with, no more? What?
No, they're still going. They're still going.
Still going.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Is it something you thought about revisiting again? Even though, you know, everybody's got these PMTAs and everything coming up, we still see new e-liquid flavors drop almost weekly. Is it something you thought about revisiting and doing it again?
Honestly, and I haven't told them this, I haven't told anybody this, I'll say it here first. If things work out after May 2020 and keep going forward and everything works out good, if I was to collaborate on some juice again, since I've been reviewing and vaping and doing it for so long, I would like to probably collaborate with Smoothie on a liquid line. They do fruits better than any company I've come across. And if things work out, what is that? What you got right there?
That's a cookie twist. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on that.
Oh, yeah. They fuck with that too.
That's berry twist. Mm-hmm. Everything these companies make, dude.
Everything they make is fucking on point. It's all on point. And if it all works out, I would like to work with Smoothie on some flavors moving forward. I got some ideas. But yeah, I would love to pursue that one day. See what happens. We'll see. Like I said, it's all just a matter of time, man. They can't. We're too strong. Our community, we got too many numbers. And I know those numbers don't do anything without action, but we got too many numbers to sit here and let an industry we love, an industry we've seen change lives, just go to the wayside, damn it. So in 2020, what we got to do is fight harder. Do whatever we can. I'll do my part to educate people and put the word out on things that I know. But that's me with advocacy things again. I don't speak on shit unless it's important shit. I can't make a video every week about advocacy because I only follow the important shit. I don't, I might miss a few states, bands, and stuff in the middle. But damn it, when there's some shit really going down, you can expect me to be there and be talking about it. And hopefully that helps somebody else and just makes the community better. I don't know. We'll see. We will see, man.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, man. I think we've covered a lot today. We've had some very good discussions. I know the discussions have helped myself, and if it helped out some other people who were watching, that is also a good thing. That's what we're here to do, man. We're here to try to better y'all's lives. You know what I mean, and maybe better ours at the same time. You know what I mean. It's just like a motherfucker that's recovering from some drugs. You got to take it one day at a time. You know what I mean? One day at a motherfucking time. That's all we can do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. You guys let me know in the comments if you'd like to see my homie Mr. Just Right on the live stream a little bit more often. I think we make a good combo. We work in tandem in a good way. And together, we can make for some entertaining content. We need to start a podcast, bro. That's what
podcast would be the shit, because
podcast would be dope.
I've always felt with you, man, it's never been scripted, man. Like, you know, one key advice you told me when I started this, I remember you to the day telling me, man, don't ever be a character, because you don't want to ever run the risk of being caught out of character. You know, so whenever me and you collab, whenever we meet up, whatever it is, it's always natural. It's always, and we talked about it. Hey, come up with some content, some ideas, or, you know, something to be scripted by. It's not necessary, man. When it's organic, it's organic. Nothing can fuck with that. And, you know, I'm proud to call you my brother. I've said it many times over. I've never taken any of it for granted. When a man breaks bread with my family and I break bread with his, that's family right there. Ain't nothing come between it. We don't have to agree all the time. We can agree to disagree. But shit, that's what makes us better people, man. And I'm appreciative to have you in my life. I mean that wholeheartedly.
Same to you.
I'm going to do what I always do at this time, and that's going to be remind everybody out there, if at any given point in time you've ever felt like you are not a somebody, I want you to know you are a somebody in somebody's eyes. That somebody is me. I absolutely love each and every one of you. MrJustRight1 is checking in and checking out at the same damn time. I'm out.
Damn right, people. And I would like to say, as I've always said, thank you for watching. I truly do appreciate it. We do appreciate it, man. Thank you. Without you, there's no us. And remember, doesn't matter what the fuck you're vaping on. We don't have to deal with hemo guys anyway, so that statement's kind of outdated, but it still applies. Doesn't matter what the fuck you're vaping on, as long as you're not on them gosh darn stinkies. That's what's important. And last but not least, you stay sexy, YouTube. Until next time, we're out.